Good evening. Good evening. This is Nicole Sharon. I am back with your Sunday Night Live. I am trying to keep some consistency on this thing. So, hey, cheers for me for 2 weeks in a row. So, I'm back and I'm still with the same scripture. Oh, let me introduce myself. I'm Nicole Sharon here, your overcomer advocate. I am an author and a blogger and I am here to advocate for you as you press towards destiny. And so I'm going to jump right in. I am still meditating and dissecting and contemplating Psalms 37. And I have been changing my focus from just that one verse to more verses. I actually have been looking at the whole thing, but I'm going to focus in on a couple of verses today because I have a couple of things that I want to say and that I want to share. And hopefully, this my title comes out right, walking in purpose. I'm going to read for you the 23rd to the 25th verse in Psalm 37 from the New Living Translation. The Lord directs the steps of the godly. He delights in every detail of their lives. Though they stumble, they will never fall, for the Lord holds them by the hand. Verse 25. Once I was young, and now I'm old, yet I have never seen the godly abandoned or their children begging for bread. Now, let me preface this before I go into what I'm about to say. Is I am not a biblical scholar, and so I am taking my imagination into the word. What I read, um, I forgot the name, the proper term for that. But what I'm reading in this text is that God directs your steps. You're not taking steps. We talked about this already. We're not taking steps and then asking God to bless them. God is telling us what to do, where to go, yada, yada. We're taking the steps. He directs them, and He's delighting in every details of their lives. Though they stumble, while obeying his steps, his orders, while obeying his orders that he directions that he has given you, he will never fall because the Lord is holding your hands. So that goes to show you that there are steps that we take that are not, God's not holding our hand on those steps because they're not ordered steps. But that's another discussion. We all know what that is. It's called sin. But here we are. What I wanted to talk about was the godly. What makes the godly in this scripture to me is telling me that the godly are those who obey the directions of the Lord. It says, Yet I have never seen the godly abandoned. Who are the godly? Those who obey the steps of the Lord. Verse 23, going right back to verse 23, the Lord directs the steps of the godly. And so the godly, in my mind, for the purpose of this lesson, are those who are obeying the steps that God has directed you to take. And so here's my question for today. Why aren't we following the steps of God? Why aren't we following the directions of God? We turn on our phones, we get ready to go somewhere, and we put the address in. Most of the time, we follow the GPS. GPS tells you to get on 285. You hesitantly, because I hate 285, you hesitantly get on 285 because it tells you that's the best route to take. Or it may tell you to take a back road you've never been on, but you take that road because the GPS knows how to get you there. I don't know if this ever happened to you before, but I've had the GPS take me somewhere nowhere near close. And I'm like, I know I put the address in wrong. But yet, we trust the GPS, right? So why don't we trust God to direct our steps where we want to go? Listen, I'm just letting you in on a conversation that I have with myself. If this ain't meant for you, don't worry about it. But here's the thing. I'm really burdened right now. And to be honest, it's been an ongoing thing. So I began to have these I guess I can call them just this urge to move to move. And when I say move, so we hear a lot of Christians talking about the seven mountains: the mountain of religion, the mountain of government, the mountain of family, the mountain of education, and another one or two, depending on who you're asking. And I remember having this conversation about a year or two ago. Recently, it's been about a year, but I know I've been having this conversation off and on, and I've told people that I feel an urgency that the people of God need to get in position. We need to get in position, and all of our positions is not going to be down at the church. Like, everybody's not going to preach at the church. Everybody's not going to sing at the church. Everybody's not going to work at the church. There's a whole marketplace out there. There's government. And this is where I'm going to park my seat at, because I'm guilty as well. Y'all know my age, and I'm just now starting school to become a counselor. I've known for years that that's what I was supposed to be doing, but I allowed life and things to get in the way of that. Shame on me, right? And so I'm asking us, what's taking us so long to walk the steps that God has ordered for us? Y'all, if y'all are not watching the news, let me tell you in Ebonics terms. Let me tell you this, because I get it. Politics is a whole nother situation. If we don't get in place, I don't know who it is or who needs to step into place in this arena. But if we don't do something, and if God don't move and work a miracle for us, our voting rights are going to be taken away from us. Our vote is not going to count. We'll lose our democracy. Watch CNN or NSBN, whatever them stations are, for just 10 minutes. It's a lot. I get it. I work in that sector, and it's heavy. It drains the very life out of me. But I'm telling you, if we don't get in a position in the school systems, and those of us that are supposed to work in the school system, and those of us that are supposed to be working in politics, and those of us that are supposed to be whatever you're supposed to be that God called you to be, and get in there and make a difference, y'all, we've got to do something. We are the change agents in the earth. What did God save us for? We can say all day that He saved us from sin, but what did He save us for? He saved us from something to something. So, what did He save you to? What did He save us to do and to be and to go and to thrive? Someone told me the other day, uh, almost hung up the phone on her, but she was telling the truth. It's disrespectful for those of us who believe Jesus died for us. It's disrespectful to live a mediocre life when He gave His whole life for us. And I know this is not uplifting today, but I want to shake us this week. And I ask myself this question all the time. What's holding you back? You know, we have all of these excuses and all these hurts and pains and all of this stuff, and we don't have our self-esteem is not where it should be. Maybe our self esteem sometimes is not where it should be because we know we're called to something else and we keep shrinking back. This may not be you. I'm just sharing you in on a conversation that I have with myself. And so every day we have to make a conscious decision. Either I'm going to do what God asked me to do or I'm not. Either I'm going to be the person God called me to be or I'm not. Either I'm going to make a difference in this world or I'm not. Old people used to say, back in the day, I hung out with the old people because they always saying something smart. I wanted to be smart. Old people used to say, if I could just touch one somebody on my journey, then my living will not be in vain. Can you say that you are living your life to touch at least one? At least one. How are you doing it? For me, it's writing. For me, it's doing these lives, whether or not people show up. It's out there. Listen, Trust and believe. If I didn't feel like God was asking me to do this, I promise you, doing a live will be the very last thing. I write this for you all day, but it will be the last thing I would do. I promise you that. But I feel that sense that it's time for the authentic voices to cry loud and spare not. And we have to get about our Father's business, which means we have to allow Him to order our steps. Am I guilty of not following the directions of God? Yes, most definitely. So this is for me first. But I'm saying, and I want to encourage you, the scripture says that He will never forsake the righteous, nor his seed begging for bread. In Ebonics term, he not gonna let you drown, and he not gonna let your children drown either. He's not gonna let the people connected to you drown either. Is it stuff happening all around you and bad things happening all around you? Of course. But God takes care of his own. And all he asks us to do is obey. He's not asking us to do anything that his son did not do. He walked this earth. They beat him. They spit on him. They talked crazy to him. They did all kinds of stuff. They challenged him. And somebody say something bad about us, we act like the world is coming to an end and that we're being persecuted. We don't know what persecution is, to be honest. Y'all, I really don't want to be saying all of this, to be honest. I'm literally just saying what I feel like God is telling me to say. But this is your encouragement. He said, I've never seen the righteous forsaken. Who are the righteous? They're, in my mind, for the purpose of this particular discussion here, the same people who are the godly, the ones who allow God to order their steps. When we wake up in the morning, we should be saying, God, what do you got for me today? What do you want me to do? Where do you want me to go? Where do you want me to show up today? There's a song, I think it was Bishop Morton. Lord, whatever you're doing in this season, don't do it without me. In other words, God, I want to be a part of the move of what you're doing. I want to be a part of changing lives. I want to be a part of encouraging others. I want to be a part of empowering others. I want to be a part of making sure people know Jesus. I want to be a part of even pushing somebody and empowering them to know that you have the strength. If I can do this, you can do that. And I am 13 minutes in. I am going to go ahead and end right here. Listen again, my name is Nicole Sharon. I'm your overcomer advocate. I am here to help you overcome every obstacle that comes your way. Every obstacle, that word didn't want to come out, that comes your way, because God called you to be an overcomer. He called you to be a winner. He called us to succeed and defeat the enemy in our lives. Sometimes the enemy is ourselves, and he gave you the power to even defeat that enemy too. And you won't look in the mirror and see defeat, but he will allow you to look in the mirror and see a winner, to see God's child. So listen, I have books. I have books there on Amazon under Nicole Sharon. And listen, y'all, I have a conference coming up. I will be giving out more information on that later in January. I have my speakers lined up already. I'm excited about that. Um, the conference is April 9th, 2022 from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So go ahead and register. I'll put the link in the comments. Go ahead and register for that. Let me know. You can follow my Instagram page. That's what it's called. Instagram page. It's called Overcomer Conference. On Instagram, go ahead and follow me over there. I'll be doing some things over there as the new year comes in. I'll be doing some things over there and doing some lives and talking to you about overcoming, because that's what I talk about. So listen, that is all I have for you. I love you all. I pray that you have a prosperous week. I pray that whatever God is doing in this season, that you're a part of it, because He's on the move. And we want to be a part of what God is doing, because He is doing awesome things. I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Be blessed.